Hello YouTubers, NarukoFan2 here, and I actually went to Infowars.com, and guess what happened? It is now saying, warning, require once share widget PHP function require once failed to open stream. No such file or directory in square on line 2343. Fatal error. Require once, then a kind of oval type 0. Function require failed opening required share widget PHP include path equals dash user share PHP, and I have come to the conclusion that government is now starting to shut down Infowars.com because they don't want the truth to be known. And this is a serious issue, people. You gotta wake up. Our freedoms are at stake. Every single day, our rights and freedoms are being taken away from us. So, people, what will you do? Will you stand idly by and let your rights and freedoms be taken away from you by your own government? Or will you stand up and fight through peaceful resistance? So, what will you do? Will you choose to sit idly by and be good little slaves to an oppressive dictatorship? Or would you rather fight and die for your freedoms like your founding fathers have? People, I have said this before, and I'll say it again. People, you gotta wake up. You gotta wake up. If you go to Infowars.com, they'll probably say the same thing. I'll post the warning thing below, and you will see that something's wrong. Every single day, people's rights are being infringed upon by our own government and by police. And also bus drivers. My rights were violated by a bus driver here in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. It said I have no right to free speech. I have no rights at all. I don't have any rights under the Canadian Constitution. I've told the driver that I do have the God-given right to speak my mind and think for myself. And you know what he said? He said, no you don't. You're a slave. Do what you're told, or I'll report you. People, you gotta wake up. You gotta wake the hell up. Our rights and our freedoms are being taken away. Also, the Christian faith is being infringed upon too. Because it does say in the Bible that homosexuality is wrong. And for people who will say that I'm a hate monger, no, I don't hate homosexuals. It is the actions I don't like. And it is the actions God doesn't like. Because it's about lust. And God doesn't like that. Sex was meant between a man and a woman. It was meant to procreate. People, you gotta wake up. And I'll say again, you may think that I hate homosexuals. No, I don't. I love them. My uncle, who was sadly taken away from us by being murdered by his boyfriend, who was a homosexual as well. You gotta wake up. So, what will you do? Will you sit idly by and let your rights be infringed and violated? Or will you stand up and fight for what's right? Remember, all will have to suffer the consequences of the choice we all make. 1. We can sit idly by and be enslaved by our own governments. Or 2. We can stand up and fight for our freedoms and be free. So what will your choice be? Remember, always remember, stand up for freedom and the rights of all life. Because if you do not stand up for what is right, everyone will suffer the consequences under tyranny. So, let me know what you think. And also, just to let you know, I do not hate homosexuals. I had an uncle who was a homosexual who's sadly taken from us, who was horribly, horribly beaten by his boyfriend to death. He was beaten to death. And most of you think I hated the guy, hated his homosexual boyfriend for taking my uncle away. No. I forgave him. Because anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering, as Yoda has put in Star Wars. And he's right. So always remember, stand up for what is right. Because if you do not, you will all be enslaved by the New World Order. So stand up, fight for what is right. Stand up for your freedom, and let freedom prevail for all life on the planet. You are all the resistance against the New World Order.